go. Yes. Beef is my favorite thing on Twitter. I don't care if people actually like each other. I tune in for every kind of this person sucks and so do they. It's just
that's what we've been doing to other colleges and other teams. We'll just say something random.
What was the most recent one we did? Was it the Boise one?
That was
where we were like at Grok.
Boise.
What's a winningest? Because they decided to use
right.
They were like, we've never heard that word before ever.
And then people thought we were just
my new
dissing
favorite.
them.
Go ahead.
My new favorite account to follow on Twitter is Esports Beef. It's just a picture of a cow, and it's been anytime something pops up in the collegiate esports sphere, he has something to say about it, or they, for that matter. And it just fills me with such joy. I love beef.
The cow themselves has the opinion, or just they are collecting all the collective beef and then
it's all over the place, man. I highly encourage looking into Esports Beef on Twitter.
Okay.
Shout out.
Maybe we'll start beef with them. That'd be
Oh, that's a good idea.
I like that.
Shoot to the top.
Yeah, eat more chicken. We can. I don't.
Sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's Chick-fil-A. I don't know if we can steal that.
I don't think we dig that. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, we'll get sued.
No, we're not big enough to get sued. That's what we decided.
That's kind of what we run off of.
So too small to get sued, too big to fail. We need to fit somewhere in the middle there, or yeah, okay.
A nice sweet spot.
Nice sweet spot in the middle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vandals Offline. I don't actually know what episode we're on now. I think we're on episode 9. Is the number
right.
we're at? So
9 or 10.
It's been a hot minute since you've heard from us. We've been super duper busy, wrangling some children's at their esports camp that we've put on for the last 2 weeks, and then a lot of renovations still. It's been today specifically was all renovations.
Yep.
So.
We demolished the lab yet again.
Yeah.
For the 7th time this summer.
I flaunted it to Shadowy Figure, our main video guy and our main production guy, and I was like, "Yeah, it looks so great." And then today we tore it all down. So brand new stuff going on. But hey, if you guys couldn't tell, we have a very special guest with us today. Adam, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, sure. I'm Adam Cheesus McGuire. By trade, I am a radio personality for the last 15 years, so I have a radio show in KQXR Boise. I do commercial advertising, so that's like my profession. I do audio stuff all day. But I am a freelance shoutcaster. Been doing that for about 15 years as well. And as of a couple weeks ago, an official Team Liquid super fan, which was true even beforehand, but now I have the wristbands to prove it. So that was pretty cool, as I got to go to EWC a couple weeks back.
They handed out wristbands for that? Wow.
It was like the thing, like, you know, when you go to a concert and you get like a special wristband, it's like,
yeah.
you can go to this area and that area.
Yeah.
So, and it said, Team Liquid super fan, and it filled me with an amount of joy I haven't felt since my child was born. So.
Wow. Okay.
Very
Well,
nice.
I'm glad that you can still find that level of joy, because I heard that nothing tops having a kid. So if there's stuff like that out
it's
there,
close.
then
It's close.
close second.
Pentakills are great, scoring a goal in Rocket League, that's one thing. Superfan children, they're like all on the same level, right?
Yeah. Right around there.
Can't argue with that.
So very cool. Well, we've got some questions and stuff we want to talk to you about. I suppose you mentioned it right out the gate. You were at the Esports World Cup, bro.
I was.
As somebody who, I don't think most of us follow the Esports World Cup very closely, mostly because obviously there was a lot of drama going on when it was first announced, and there were a lot of politics behind the scenes for it.
Yes.
And so I don't think there's a whole lot of actual hard information that I know about the World Cup necessarily. So what kind of stuff do you think you experienced while you were over there?
Well, I think anyone who has any kind of like inkling about EWC outside of the politics and stuff like that, there is 2 sides to it. But there's a documentary on Amazon called Level Up, and of course we watched that. Basically, what happened is there was a contest, you like, share, retweet, send in your essay kind of situation. I sent mine in, and then my fiance, without telling me, did the same thing, and she wrote it all about me. Now, she's a journalism major, and so she actually wrote something with some gusto behind it, and it ended up getting picked. I don't know if it was a random thing, if they actually read what you put in. Long and short, she called me at work and was like, "Hey, I won," and I cried for like 2 days. It was awesome.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Just saying, like, I live, eat, breathe Team Liquid in all ways, shapes, and form. And so for me to be able to do this was huge. And then came the part of like, it's in a place that's not super great sometimes, for a lack of a better way to play it. But we did some research. We looked around, and it was one of those things where there was no way we were passing it up. And so it's one of those things where when we went in, we had some preconceived notions of like what we were going to go through, the do's and don'ts. And I think aside from the game side and the experience, that was the best part for me, is that when I came back from Saudi Arabia, it was like none of that was there. You know, not that none of it was there. There were still inklings, cultural things, but it was very much the same way where like, you're like, hey, I'm an American. People are like, cool. Do you have your gun on you? Where's your cowboy hat? You know, where it's like, it was very much like that. You know, when we got there, they gave us 2 separate hotel rooms because my fiance and I do not have the same last name. And so that's part of their culture stuff. You know, she dressed modestly, but like wasn't wearing a hijab or anything like that. We definitely saw it while we were there. But it was awesome. It was such a cool experience to just be a part of, on top of like, yeah, we went and we cheered on Team Liquid, who got ousted first round kind of stuff.
Classic.
It was awesome.
Classic.
It was awesome. Every time we go to see them, whether it's League of Legends Worlds where they don't qualify, I'm like, cool, there's a couple thousand down the drain, or like going to see the teams play and then they just get booted by a 6 seed. It's like, awesome. Still a huge fan, you know, but the experience itself, esports organically is just, if you're going just to cheer, you can do that anywhere. It's like watching a 3rd or 4th place match, even though you're there for the championship one. It's just a bunch of people getting together to lose their collective minds. So the city was awesome. The people were rad. I do think maybe we were rubbing elbows with a little bit of the 1%, for lack of a better term. We didn't really explore outside of Boulevard City. But everything we did see and experience was awesome. It was top tier. And, you know, would I pay to go do it again? I don't have an extra $5,000 laying around. And even if I did, I'm not sure I would.
Yeah.
But to go do that as a super fan, it was just awesome, man. It once in a lifetime kind of situation. We walked away feeling like it was esports summer camp. Like, oh, I miss our friends, you know. There were inside jokes. And it was awesome. It's like seeing a live event on steroids. I got to watch, you know, Faker versus Chovy. Like, I'm never really gonna ever get to do that again, probably. I got to watch some of the best Dota players go against each other. Meanwhile, an entire arena is screaming about how much they hate me and my team. Yeah, it's just, it was the quintessential esports experience, because if you go see one thing, it's over after the weekend. We got 4 or 5 games that week. And so I highly encourage people watching the documentary to kind of understand the finer parts of the Esports World Cup, the club system. But like, it didn't matter what game it was. We were there cheering on the team, or a team for that matter. Whether it was a game we knew, game we cared about, game we didn't even know. And so it was awesome. As an esports fan at my core, it was something else. Absolutely. And as far as the world side, not that I put up my blinders, but I wasn't there to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I wasn't going to influence it in any way either. And so I was there to yell at video games, and everything else fell into line. And like I said, the big piece is walking away going, that was nowhere near what I thought it was going to be on the bad side, which was comforting at the very least.
That's very cool.
Did you ever, I know you're big Team Liquid. While watching, did you ever just kind of start rooting for another team while you're there? You just kind of banded with them? Any that you just really
yeah, actually, Mad Lions Koi, or sorry, Movie Star Koi, now as they're called. Those guys are freaking fanatics, man. You heard them before you saw them. They had like the drums and the horns, and it like reminded me of like grade A soccer hooligans, man. And so, we got off the bus and you heard like the drums and the horns, like, this is kind of neat. They did it everywhere, man. Like walking into EWC, before you even got to a game, you heard and saw it. Like we have the chants like locked in our brains. And da, 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 da. It was the battle cry for every morning as we walked out to the shuttles to take us where we needed to. And so, like, you'd be on the shuttle back to the hotel at, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
And they still have the energy? Wow. Okay.
Dude, I don't know where it comes from, because, like, and this is going to be kind of, like, alcohol is illegal out there. I'd expect, like, a handful of people under the influence to continue to have that energy. Absolutely not, man. They were just pure awesome the whole time. That was cool. Like, that's my first example. And then we got to see, like I said, Gen G versus ALG in the finals of the LoL side of things. And so we were seated in the Gen G side of things. And whenever you're watching a broadcast, you can hear them chanting. I didn't care who won, but you bet your bottom dollar, dude. Anytime, Gen G, fly team, like we were ingrained, because if not, we're in the group and we look weird.
Yeah.
But so it was really cool to be a part of that atmospheric side of things. But as far as Movie Star Koi is concerned, like I got a jersey on order right now. Like those guys are nuts.
All right, new fan
Very cool.
acquired. Look at that. I do think that's one of the nice things about the esports in general is that, and we can pitch this idea to you a little bit later, but with things like traditional sports, a lot of the time, wherever you are born and raised is kind of the team that you end up following, right? Like if you're from Seattle, you're going to be a Seahawks fan pretty much, right? And so,
yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's just kind of how the way it goes for sports, right? Whether you like it or not. Whereas with esports, you can just like a team based on whether their play style, the characters they play, the game that it is that they're participating in, and they can be from anywhere. And then if they're not participating, you can still like the game for the game, So
yeah,
we can pick your brain on that a little later. I was curious, is this your first time traveling outside of the country for an event like this?
For an event, yes. I've been out of the country before for something completely unrelated, but this was my first ever outside of the country. We probably hit a Major League Esports event once a year.
Oh, wow.
In some way, shape, or form. So, like, I got engaged at Worlds in New York.
Ooh.
So, like, that kind of shows you. So, like, I live, eat, breathe this stuff, and then my family is indoctrinated, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
And then with my shoutcasting and stuff, I've been a part of, like, DreamHack Atlanta, certain other bigger events. So, as far as, like, worldwide, this was the first one. I definitely, like, I tried to convince the other half to hit Worlds in China. That's not going to happen now. But I'm always fiending for the next event, and I'm an everyman gamer. I don't care what it is. I just want to go yell. I really want to hit a Rocket League tournament or like Worlds or something like that. And like that one's always kind of all over the place. But yeah, this is the first worldwide tournament we've been to.
Very cool.
Very cool.
It's you were saying too, but I imagine it was just the exact same as pretty much any of these other in the United States events that you've been to, where it's just a bunch of gamers gathering together to cheer on their games that they like and to be a part of a community. So that it is a convenient feeling, I think, to have.
I think that's the big difference too is that you get all works of life. So our super group team had 12 people in it, so 6 winners, if you will. And we had like 2 people from South America, we had 2 people from Korea, 2 from the Philippines, a couple from the United States, but like East West Coast. It was all intermingled. And like they always say, English is the language, the international language. I think esports has a vibe to that as well. Everybody understands a flip reset, everybody understands a pentakill, everybody understands holding the point in Overwatch or something like that. You understand it at its base, and unless you're like really upset your team's out, like you could get behind it. A game recognized game, if you will. So
yeah, I completely agree. Like I watch a lot of Counter-Strike, and I'm watching through tournaments, and as my teams get eliminated, I'm like, I wanted to watch them win. I just slowly back a different team because I'm like, I like these teams more than others, and so I think it's great. Esports is great in the fact that you can follow players, let alone like even if it's not a full org or a team. Like you said, you're a Team Liquid super fan. I don't necessarily follow an org between different games. I followed specific teams of players and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun to see. Like, what other games do you watch and you're like root for Team Liquid through and through?
It's so bad, man. I'm not even kidding you. I have it all on now. So, like, you just mentioned Counter-Strike. Like, I learned the heartbreak of that over this last, I came back and was like, this is going to be great. Yeah. I was watching Overwatch just recently, like, cool, this feels familiar. I was watching chess just this last week with Magnus Carlsen. Like, that's an esport now. That's cool. Like, may have bought our way into that one, but whatever. I think it's more for me that, like, if I walk into a situation and someone's like, hey, I'm watching ABC and D, I'm like, cool. Like, I know who I'm rooting for regardless, because I feel like Team Liquid at its core, outside of just their games, is a great organization. From the way they treat their players to the business they stand on, to the extensions of those. So I just know that, like, hey, our team may not be the greatest, but I know I support who they are, what they're about, A, B, C, and D. So you name a game, I have had it on. I watch. I don't know the first thing about chess. I can play chess. I know I suck at it, but you're damn right. I was rooting on Magnus the whole time. I'm like, I don't know what this opening is. I think it's good. Maybe it's like, you know. So, but I do have with that. I have watched players come into the Liquid org and like move somewhere else,
Right.
and I'm like, damn, I kind of like them. So like Blippo is a huge example in the league community. Was a top laner for us. Apparently forgot how to play. Went over to FlyQuest, and now he's continually number one. You know, that's awesome. I have the utmost respect, and I again will watch any of the games, but you know, Valorant, CS, you name it. I'm super bummed we got out of Rocket League just because I have an attachment to that game personally as someone like who can play it. But yeah, it's more about the org, and then I follow the players almost after, you know, former member of Team Liquid kind of thing. But I'm watching it all, man. It's not like it's brain rot, but you know how kids watch Subway Surfer when they're flipping through
Right.
TikTok? If I hear Team Liquid's playing, I'm like, cool, click, like, let's go, and I pretend like I know what's going on. So
I feel like that's a little different though. With Subway Surfers, you're actively engaging in something that doesn't necessarily matter. Whereas esports is like you can turn on a football game and not actively participate in it, even if your favorite team is on, right? So
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
and I get that. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
no, you're good. You go. You go.
yeah.
It's just one of those things where I learn about that's the caster side of me, the guy who's done broadcasts and stuff like that, where I'm like, would I like to involve myself in this in any way, shape, or form? Or like, is this something I want to pick up? We watched Mobile Legends Bang Bang, the Philippines Team Liquid team. The female game was there. It's apparently a massive mobile MOBA, whatever. And like, I saw the name on there. I was like, that's goofy. But we were there to cheer on Team Liquid. And afterwards, we're like, oh, this is like Speed Chess League of Legends edition, where it's just a faster MOBA. Games are done in 20 minutes. Did we have any idea what a turtle was? Absolutely not. Were we cheering every time they got one? 100%. Did we all have it on our phones when we left the arena? You're damn right.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where, like, if I'm watching a game, not like directly involved, but I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of neat. Or like the analyst caster side of me is like, oh, okay, I'm starting to recognize good or bad plays, or like I understand the objective, and so that bleeds a little bit into that. But like, I get what you're saying. I absorb it all, man. I need the noise more than anything, and give me a direction, and I'm into it.
Yeah, that's fair. So you follow Team Liquid because you know they're a solid org and they how they treat their players and stuff like that. I'm curious your thoughts on the Falcons approach. Your opinions on the Falcons org and them just buying and dumping a whole bunch of money in and stuff like that.
Bro, your face already says a lot.
So we went to the Dota thing, right? So it was like Dota's like not even playoffs, but it was like definitely elimination games or whatever. And there's 12 of us. There's 12 of us, okay? Boulevard City is literally the headquarters of Falcons,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
And one of our guys comes back from the bathroom, and he's like, dude, you're not going to believe this. People are literally being handed jerseys and changing in the bathroom. Like, they're like I don't want to say like paid actors. It's such a horrible thing. I hate that. But like, we were in a sea of green. Home field advantage, I get it. But there were people literally changing in the bathrooms to do it. And so, you know, we're let's go Liquid, doing our thing. And then the chants are suddenly like, we hate Liquid. This sucks. So first off, that was my like first introduction, because I guess my real first introduction, Falcons Rocket League team. Those guys are nuts. You know, they won a major not too long ago. I was like, damn, these guys are pretty good. Like, awesome. I love this. I love an underdog story nonetheless.
Right.
And then when I got there and started to realize kind of what was going on, like you mentioned, the resource dump, everyone's doing it. I can't fault them for that.
Right.
If you have money, shell out, dude. If you're gonna buy, and again, terrible example. If you're gonna buy a Shohei or something, buy a Shohei. No one should fault you for that. That's winning the game. And the way that the EWC works, I don't disagree. We did it with the Mobile Legends teams that I was just talking about. You know, everybody, if they have the money, do it, and it actually leads to a kind of interesting gameplay kind of situation where, like, a money ball, for lack of a better term, if that hits it all, where it's like, oh, we're buying teams that are already good so we can win this cup and get an extra couple million in our prize pool. That's just the game, baby. I'm not going to be mad when someone walks in 3K up in lane and beats me with their wallet. I can't do that otherwise. Like, we bought Magnus Carlsen. You mean to tell me that's not the same thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, they have tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions more. I can't be mad about it. Does it suck sometimes? Absolutely, but that's the name of the game, man. And that contract goes away at the end of whatever. So then it's our time to strike.
And the fun part about that too is that even then, a lot of the time with these games, you can buy the best teams in the world, but because there's so much skill expression, especially in games like esports compared to other sports, since there's so much skill expression, you still have the opportunity to potentially make an upset over those people. You know, it's not out of the question. So, and that still makes for an excellent story for an event like that.
Yeah. That's honestly.
I just look at all the super teams that like fail hard. The C9 super team, and like I'll go back to League a lot just because it's the one I know the best. But like the C9 super team that failed, a Team Liquid team, super team that absolutely bit the dust. That just because you have the money doesn't mean it's going to work. Will it most of the time? Absolutely, but
yeah, I was just gonna say that's honestly really refreshing that you have that take. That's like, you know, it's gonna be a way to win, and there's people out there that don't just hate it immediately because from the I always, like you with League, I always go back to CS, and it's just because that's what I know. So in CS, everybody hates Falcons because they just dumped like 5 mil in, actually more than that, to buy 5 people from other teams, and they're just, everyone hated it immediately. And so I'm like, I still like the players, so I followed the players to the team, and I'm like, I hope they win because I hope the players win. Maybe not for the org, but for the players. So
at least a lot of the time in CS, super teams don't do well. You can't have 5 Titans on a team and expect to do good in the tournament. And even if so you have that super team, it gives you that opportunity to have a lot of the underdog stories, and you can root against them or you can root for them.
Well, you just had one with Vitality too. What was it, like 37 in a row or something like that? And
they
lost. It was like, oh, what happened? Like, aren't they the best? Aren't they impossible to beat?
They still only lost a best of 1 though. They haven't lost a BO3.
No, they did. They lost to Mouse over the weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
So
they
finally lost a BO3.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. And so it's just, you know, you can buy talent. It doesn't mean they're going to mesh, and that's the beauty of competition. It's like, sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you have a bad day. Sometimes 5 people have a terrible day, and it works out.
Yeah.
That's what that one was. Flamesy went 1-18 or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
That is pretty bad.
Are you sure he even played the game that
No,
day?
he didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad.
So,
what would you say getting it with esports? You say you follow these orgs because you like them and stuff. Where did your kind of just love for esports in general, you think, start out?
I grew up in a video game heavy household. I'm pretty positive I learned to read from A Link to the Past. I had uncles who were just very much into like magic cards, so I'm pretty sure magic cards and Link to the Past are what caused me to learn to read however and a half ago. So gaming has just always kind of been in my blood, but I also was one of those kids that was told to go outside, do a sport, do a thing. And so competition ran even deeper. And I don't care if it's a casual game of Mario Party, a game of Jackbox, or we're playing, you know, Yahtzee. Like, I'm playing to win, and that all just feeds together. As far as like the esports stuff was concerned, and like the casting side of me, Tekken Tag Original was like the first game that got me in. So I was a fighter by trade. Learned to play, you know, Street Fighter Turbo, 2 Turbo. I really loved those games. Wasn't a big fan of Mortal Kombat, but I digress. I loved fighters. Again, you mentioned skill expression and just how fast paced they can be. And so that just bled over the years of just like, I was the kid on the block that was, when Halo came out, hosting the LAN parties and stuff like that. And so with that, it just evolved over and over and over again. You know, watching sports, I don't care what sport it is, throw it on, I'm going to watch it and I'll cheer for something. And then when esports showed up, I really can't pinpoint what it was, but like League of Legends was the one that just had a vice grip on me. And so it was before they had like a friends tab or something like that. I created a Facebook group called Treasure Valley League. And it was really just a spot for like me and 32 of my friends to just post, hey, I'm looking to stack tonight. You know, do we want to get some in-houses going? And I guess this was before it was even like big. We're still doing Worlds and Freaks Basement kind of thing. And almost overnight, that group blasted into like thousands of people from all over the place. And it's like, oh, that was an unintended consequence of my action. Awesome. And so I started doing weekend scrambles. And so basically I would just take the first 10 people to sign up, throw them into a game, random teammates, and then like roll a D10 for whatever team won and gift them a skin. You know, throw $20 a week into a pot and like send them the riot code, whatever, no big deal. And then that just, again, unintended consequence. Now I'm doing like Boise LAN for games outside of League. I was doing like side castings and stuff like for fighters, so it's Tekken Tag Original, stuff like that. And it was just, I don't know, it was just a perfect culmination. And at my job, I work in radio. I've always been a guy who just talks. So to take that, love of video games and my literal career and just slam them together, it was a perfect storm waiting to happen. And especially during those early days, I remember screaming at televisions like, why are you asking that question in an interview? Like, what are you even saying? Like, I could do better, and truly believing it. I have like no ego, and I'm just like, guys, what, like, this could be polished, this could be better, this could be whatever. And then next thing you know, I'm getting a chance to do so. And that's, like I said, the more outlets there were, the more I wanted in. And like I've cast a competitive Snake at one point in time.
Wow.
Just because they wanted someone to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So I love competition. I love an underdog story. I love a champion. Like, I cry seeing somebody lift a trophy. Like, it's such a weird thing. Like, I don't even have to have any involvement. I'm like, this is the hard work and dedication of a group of individuals, or even one individual, paying off in a way that they thought was only a dream. And that just motivates me to a way that, like, I love seeing people succeed. And so that's kind of the quintessential version of it. So
yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I as somebody who also came from a very grassroots scene, I started playing competitive Super Smash Brothers is what happened back in the day. And then I was in a very tiny community in Twin Falls. There was no scene there at all, and I had to build it myself from the ground up, And then 3 turned into 5, turned into 10, turned into a very large group of people that all play together. So, I mean, that's what I think is at the heart of it all. Is it's just we're all together playing video games at the end of the day, and I think we recognize that about each other. So,
yeah,
absolutely.
Something beautiful about bringing people together from just completely different spots that never would have met outside of what we're doing now, and just coming together. I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you've got, I mean, you say you're a Liquid fan through and through. I gotta hand it to you. That's your thing. You can do your thing. But does that mean that you happen to have a least favorite team of all time that you just hate running into no matter what, that you're always gonna cheer against?
I mean, up until recently, I wouldn't have ever guessed Falcons. No, I have a couple of buddies who are C9 fans. And again, game recognized game. They've always had stellar teams.
Yeah.
So we have like side bets and stuff. So I wouldn't say I hate C9. I like, more than anything, respect C9. TSM is one that always makes me throw up a little bit in the back of my mouth. But they're no longer in my main game, so I don't have to worry about that. No, so yeah, your quick answer is gonna be C9, but like, I mean, we have the craziest things where like my buddy will send me crumble cookies. Like, if C9 beats TL, they play next week, which is gonna be great. I'm really excited about that because we look terrible this year. But
Good luck.
he sent me crumble cookies. Yeah, he sent me crumble cookies while I was on stream. I was streaming Expedition 33 or whatever. And the doorbell goes off. I'm like, that's weird. I'm not expecting anybody. And sure enough, like, primo box of crumble, and it's sent to the number one super fan. Sorry, your team sucks. And it's like, like that kind of stuff. So I think I have a rivalry with C9.
Right.
But TSM was the team where I'm like, God, I just hate these guys. Like, they're like the Yankees were, like the Yankees of like the esports org, and they've died off pretty hard recently for more than a handful of reasons that I won't go into. Rest in peace, Reginald. But those are the ones. Anybody else, like, and especially with like League right now, it's weird because it's like the top 3, top 4, and everybody else just kind of exists. And then when I watch, like Rocket League or something, I'm always cheering for like Gen G or G2, NA reps at times. So it more or less depends on the game, but those are the two that instantly came to mind. And then, this last week, 2 weeks ago, however long it was, it just Falcons.
Yeah.
Like, I have a blood feud against those guys at this point. It's like there's a video you could see during the Dota segment of one of the Team Liquid videos where like they're outside having their meeting and people are just walking by, just flipping it to him, man. Just saying the most awful things. Like, who thought it was a great idea to have a team meeting out here, first of all? And, like, secondly, like, are we really playing that deep of mental mind games? Like, let's calm down. Again, like you said, you've thrown millions into this roster. How about you breathe a little bit and chill?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so, yeah. So Falcons has officially hit the ish list, if you will.
Fnatic. I'll always root against Fnatic.
Mine just
Ooh.
tends to be whatever team beats the team I'm rooting for, or like really just keeps beating them. Then I just start to they just get under my skin, and then I just go, I can't root for you ever again. Furious.
I go the other way where it's like they have to win the whole thing, and if they do, that means the champions beat us, and now I can't feel bad.
Yeah,
There you go.
We've negated the feeling of loss because obviously they're just better than us
Yeah.
today. Still,
Well,
it's
They're
Furia,
just better.
Furia never does that. They never win.
Oh, speaking of Furia, so you mentioned the crazy fans.
Brazilians.
Brazilians are crazy fans, and I love it. So we
Yes.
went at the start of the summer. We went to Austin for the Blast Major for CS.
Yeah.
And there was a small group, maybe 30 Brazilians, and I don't know how, but they brought their drums into the Moody Center,
I don't know how they got them in there.
and they're just all day, just dun, 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 and it was amazing. It's like it was so few people, but their impact was amazing, and it was great. So Brazilians
Yeah,
are awesome.
it's that loud and rambunctious, and
Yeah.
it just like adds a whole nother tier of like I don't know, I kind of want you to win.
Yeah.
like,
exactly.
for
They
your
just
fans
get so
alone.
loud that they're infectious at that point. You're like, I have to cheer you guys on now at this point.
Well, they had
Yep.
they had a
Yeah,
game.
we sat behind
Go ahead.
Mad Koi when they were getting absolutely demolished by Gen G, and like those guys still didn't stop. I'm like, I'm having the best time. Your team's losing, and you're still having the best time. This is great. So
Yeah, they had that one game where it was just two Brazilian teams
Yep,
versus each other. So I'm like, they're just gonna go the whole time.
and they did. They just kept going. It was great.
love it, adore that.
You're the guy who had notes. I was curious if you had anything else.
I don't got. I don't know.
I was going to ask you.
You
if
wrote notes?
Yeah, we bring notes to the podcast every now and then. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not
Not just stream of consciousness.
no. What depends on the day and how busy we are. But
Usually, if it's just us, it's
if
just
it's
a
just
stream
us,
of
yeah.
consciousness. Yeah.
sometime I wanted to ask you what you think your best game is because it sounds to me like you really like League of Legends as a spectator and as somebody who's invested in other people playing the
Yeah.
game, but you make it sound like you're the best at Rocket League. Is that the case, or what's your best game? Do you think?
Once upon a time, I would have said League of Legends. I don't know. This is like terrible to like admit, but League of Legends turned me into a monster. Like,
no.
I would,
It is
like,
a
I-
healthy.
I-
In fact, it's probably the best thing you've ever admitted in your life. Actually,
Yeah, and so League of Legends had me saying things to people that I love near and dear that I will never be able to take back. And that hurts. And not that it sent me to therapy, but it maybe opened up the can of worms that, hey, maybe something else is going on here.
yeah.
Because I played that game religiously for a long time, and I haven't touched it in years,
Mhm.
but it is the one I watched the most and involved myself in. When the pandemic hit in 2020, they mentioned having like 6 feet of space in between. And so I had 2 buddies who were just looking to do something. I was just mindlessly playing Rocket League. I'm like, hey, come on over. It's got a 3v3 situation.
Mhm.
And so I set up 3 systems, my PlayStation 5 and 2 computers,
Mhm.
and that became like our COVID game.
Mm.
We are hard stuck plat and have been since 2020. Like, it doesn't matter any amount of coaching we buy or whatever. I just love the simplicity, the ease, and the atmosphere that I get with that game. Like, I don't queue ranked threes except with those 2 guys.
Mhm.
And so it's like a bonding experience. I would in no way, shape, or form say I'm good at Rocket League. I can make touches, but I'm not great.
Mhm.
At my peak in League of Legends, I was probably like a low plat player, season 3, season 4.
Okay.
But I know everything. I know everything about it. I would not say I'm great at any. Oh, that's not true. Sorry. I am a top 1% Fall Guys player. Totally random.
Wow,
but-
We
really?
need to get
Yeah,
you in a
yeah.
1v1.
Honorary Fall Guys legend here.
Let's go, dude. Yeah. When they announced Fall Guys ranked, my life like turned upside down. I was like, I now know the next game I'm going to quit. But I can also play that with my kid, my fiance,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
friends. But when the statistics came out, it's like, hey, back when I was streaming more, you're top, 0.1% of Fall Guys players. I was like, this is cool. So apparently I'm good at that. But
Okay.
anything else is purely a hobby. However, I will I will jump into a Fall Guys lobby any day, anyhow, and I promise you I will give you at least a run for your money. You're probably still better than me, but I'll make it fun. So
I don't know. I haven't been playing it much lately. It was back when it first came out.
Yep.
That's when I played it the most.
yeah, you paid that $20, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. I did as well. I didn't play it as much as you did.
It was still worth it though.
It was worth it.
I didn't play it a ton. I just happened to be good at those kind of party game-ish
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, and I guess
when I
that's-
got my first win,
go
I
ahead.
had I had my headphones on. I got my first win, and it was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just hanging out doing the bachelor style thing, and I screamed so loud and flipped out so bad that like I had a knock on my door 20 minutes later. That the cops were doing a welfare check basically to make sure I was okay because I was just celebrating so hard.
As a kind
Sorry,
of
it
follow-up
happens.
question to the what's your best game, we had a conversation on a couple of our episodes ago where we were trying to determine what makes somebody as like a quote-unquote gamer, if that makes sense. Like what defines being a somebody who's good at video games, and we're like, is it the number of games that you can play? Is it, do you have to meet a certain skill threshold when you play these games? Is it just one game that you have to be really good at? So, or something along those lines. So would you consider yourself to be like a hardcore gamer in that case?
Oh yes.
Okay. And
not
why?
even a question.
Uh,
A sheer amount of time spent in any way, shape, or form. It adorns my walls. It lives rent free in my head. And again, just like it never went away. If I had just kind of like jumped into it and like, oh, I'm a hardcore gamer now. No, this has been just short of actually injected into my DNA. That again, if we're talking like single player games, sure, I've done my time with all of them. Like when we got our plane tickets and it was like, it's a 23-hour flight time. I was like, sweet. I have a I'll say modded Switch and keep it at that.
Oh,
but I put
my
you know,
man.
yeah, I put 22 hours into Slay the Spire,
Yeah.
which I had not played. Or
That-
not Slay the Spire. I'm sorry. Dead Cells. Dead Cells was the other
also-
one. I was playing Slay the Spire on my phone, and then I had never played Dead Cells. Put 22 hours into that. Turned around, put another 15 hours into Animal Well, and then I played Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars remake from beginning to end throughout the course of the trip. And my day started by waking up, grabbing a cup of coffee, watching the sun rise over Riyadh as I'm playing one of those 3 games. My highlight of like my life right now is when my son says, "Hey Dad, can we play this?" I'm like, "Absolutely." He wants to play Roblox or Minecraft, and I begrudgingly roll my eyes. I'm like, "Hey, can we try something else?" And he's into it.
Maybe something a little less
it just depends on the day.
social media-esque, but yeah, we can play a game, son, sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the fact that like I get to sit down and like this even extends into like card games and board games and stuff like that, where I sit
that's
down with my fiance and like where hands aren't necessary. You use your mind. So yeah, if it is a game, I'm always down. Like, geez, even like yard games, cornhole, horseshoes, volleyball. Like, just let's play, shuffle up and play, even if there's no cards. And so, yes, I am an avid gamer from the single player to the multiplayer. I had to learn my limits and like respecting myself and the people around me. I probably don't need to be yelling at 3 o'clock in the morning at a game of League of Legends, but I'm gonna do it in Fall Guys. So it's just,
Hey, well, you're in the top 1%. You're allowed to be mad at
Yes.
that game. That's
Yes.
that's different. You're
I'll
good at
take
that
it.
one.
I'll
That's
take
the
it.
rule.
but yes, yeah. And that's the other thing too is even if I don't know a game, I'll watch it. I think that gives at least a merit badge of some sort at the very least.
So, with you being a competitive gamer, you're focused in on competition. You've mentioned yelling a lot. Do you rage at all in games? What is your extent on that?
Yeah. Again, I call it communication.
Is that what they call it these
Fair
days,
enough.
huh? The red in the
And
face and the steam
sometimes-
coming out the ears. That's communication these days. Okay, all right, I'm down.
Sometimes people need to be communicated with at a louder and more direct manner than others. And some people don't like that, and that's okay if you just play better, respectfully. And it's also reading the room and stuff
Right.
like that. But I'm also just kind of an intense person to begin with, whether it's the energy that I bring out just naturally or like. But once that controller mouse is in my hand, it does become different.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
lack
it's
of a
it's a
better
second
term.
language pretty much, right? If you're both picking up a controller, like you don't have to understand each other verbally to know, oh, here's how you play this game. Here's what I need from you in order
Right.
to succeed in this game. And so, I mean, yeah, it is a form of communication, and sometimes I can say getting loud probably does increase the ability to do well in a game. So.
You're just getting your point across.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just making sure you hear me. You know.
Mm.
Yeah. There you go.
And sometimes I'm a little mad, but most of the time.
Yeah. So me
Well,
personally.
and it's like blended into my everyday life too. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Me personally, I slam desks
Mm.
when I'm angry and playing
Ah,
games.
yes.
Have you ever broken anything?
Next question. Yes.
What
Fair
have
enough.
you broken
Yeah.
for your thing that you've broken? Just one thing.
Yes. Next question.
Oh, okay, okay.
No,
all
fair
right.
enough.
Keyboards, mouse. I do this bad thing with my PlayStation controller. When I get like mad, I'll like squeeze my hands together.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I don't throw things, but like, God, I wish I was joking, but like again, when I was playing League, I would slam the desk and like fudge, because I'm not allowed to swear, I'm assuming. But I would hit the desk and like my knuckles would just swell up,
Oh.
and like it was one of those things where I was like, I don't like this, and so. Again, it opened a can of worms into like maybe there's other stuff going on. And so when I was in like therapy sessions and stuff, one of my big things was like my knuckles aren't swollen. You know, I'm able to play these games without the level of frustration that I had before. Like, so yes, I have broken my keyboards. I've knocked things over. I haven't like flipped a desk yet, but there
Good,
have definitely
good.
been
Plus.
times. Have I put a hole in a wall? Maybe that nobody knows about. Sure.
Ooh,
you know?
okay. Just fill it with ramen. They'll never know.
Yeah, right.
They'll never know that there
5
was a hole in that
second
wall
fix.
at one point. They'll never know.
Put some plaster on it. It's fine.
Fair enough.
Very cool. I feel you on the rage thing because I don't know what it is about some people. I personally don't rage. I don't like get
Lucky.
externally loud when it comes to other people when I'm playing games. I just like keep it boiled inside, so it like festers inside of
Internally
me.
seething.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. I internally seethe, which also is not very healthy, right? And so it's taken me myself as well just a while to figure out. Oh, I can play games and not get mad at them and still have a good time and enjoy these games. So I totally feel you on that kind of journey that you went through. So I think it's pretty normal for some gamers. So
Yeah.
I think getting that elevated level of emotion though just kind of adds
Mm.
to the enjoyment of the game sometimes. Until you know you're breaking your hand on a desk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
then it's not as fun.
I think it's also very important to for like, because if you're not getting emotive, then you don't care that much.
Mhm.
Like so,
Right.
I think it shows a level of, yeah, I need to do well for myself and for my team. So
When I was realizing, when I was like a kid and stuff like that, maybe I whined and wasn't too happy. But like when I started doing the casting and stuff like that, it was like really, really bad. And the mental block for me was if I am not doing well, if I'm not ranked high, I don't even belong on that desk. And it was a level of pressure that I was adding to myself that didn't exist. And so you were kind of talking about like what makes you a gamer. If we look at like retired players who are now coaches, like are they bad at the game even though they're coaching the game behind? Do they have the rating that they once had when they were an MVP superstar? Absolutely not. And so I think that leads to a level of just like self pressure. And if there's one thing I do, it's I put myself on a pedestal that I need to hold myself to. And so I like you said, if I'm not passionate about the game, obviously I don't care. And then if I don't care, then I'm going to play worse kind of thing. And if I play terrible, I don't even deserve to be in this queue kind of thing. And so it's been a learning lesson of like, no, they just have better hands. That works. I also work 60 hours a week,
Yeah, it's like, you have the I'm literally a full-time working dad. Like you have the excuse of you don't have to be good at games anymore.
It's still not an excuse. Okay, sorry.
Some people can make it happen, bro.
Yeah. No, that's always my favorite. It's like, are you having a good time? It's like, no, I suck at this game that I've put 500 hours into. Like, I hate it.
That's
I
the
feel
never-ending cycle. It's you do a full week worth of work and it's time to unwind and just get mad at a video game.
How else am I supposed to get
Sweatiest,
mad
most
if I
degenerate
can't
job.
hit my wife anymore these days? Because apparently that's not allowed anymore.
crazy.
You can't do that these
can't
days.
say that.
We're in the 21st
And that's why we play
century.
Tekken.
Exactly. That's why we play Tekken. See, all right. I like
These
you, Adam.
days?
I think we get along.
These days. What do you
That's
mean
why we
these
won Turner
days?
and some magic.
Yes.
You know, like
That's crazy.
Beat her in game. In game.
In game.
Yeah.
exactly.
Probably.
That's crazy.
That might be the craziest thing you've said on this podcast.
I've said
That's
very
unhinged,
normal
and I
things.
love it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's awesome.
That's not getting
I don't,
bleeped.
I don't even know where to go with that now.
I don't know either.
How'd you meet your wife? How'd you meet your fiance then?
We worked in the same radio building. She was in a completely different department, and I was like an on-air guy.
Mhm.
So like I have an on-air show, and we both were going through like relationship turmoil. And I had just recently broken up with a girl that I was seeing for like 8 years.
Mm.
And then I walked by one of the studios, and she was talking to my intern at the time, and I could just tell that it was like, you're venting about your relationship or just having a bad day. And so I poked my head, and I was like, you too, huh? And
Yeah.
apparently that was the line that just, he gets me.
Yeah.
And so from
That's
there
who
on,
stands it.
That's
know,
fair. Is she
yeah,
a gamer
he
as
gets
well?
it.
Because it sounds like you play games together on occasion.
so her brother played lots of games. I knew her brother, oddly enough, before I had ever met her,
Mhm.
through conventions and LAN parties and stuff like that. And so he would play games and she would watch.
Mm.
And so in her own way, was exposed to it. But then as far as like when we started dating, she realized that like Saturday and Sunday were game days. Once the games are done, we can go do whatever kind of thing. But she was never like, I'm not playing games. She just had that confidence thing where she's like, I don't think I'm good at it. I don't want to waste our time. But she would always pop into the stream when I was streaming and stuff like that and talk with the people, and that builds community. But she does play a little bit of Fall Guys. She'll play the hell out of some Mario Kart, Mario Party.
Classics.
You should see her Animal Crossing Island. It's, ridiculous the amount of time she's put into organizing bug boxes and building trees or whatever. Not a crafter, if you can't tell. But then, like, that bleeds into some card games and stuff like that, too. So, Magic, Lorcana, A, B, C, and D. And then she's, like I said, she's gotten into Fall Guys just because of the community that we've built and found. But that girl plays a disrespectful amount of Runeterra.
Oh,
the League of
really?
Legends mobile card game.
Oh,
Dude, I am not even kidding you. If she would get over the like PvP, like I hate playing against people situation, with the amount of time she's put into that game, I promise you she'd be top 500 in that game. She doesn't
Wow.
believe me, but she plays Path of Champions like some people scroll Instagram, TikTok, and whatever. That girl throws some digital cardboard, man. So like I refuse to play with her kind of thing. It's one of those where, when the patch notes come out, I'm like, honey, look at this. Did you see this? She's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, cool. Never mind.
all right, never mind.
So-
I guess I don't need to talk to you. Okay, sorry.
I guess
Back
I
as you
know,
were.
But like when we were in Riyadh and, or like when we're watching game day, she'll look at like the champions during picks and bans. And like, because of her Runeterra knowledge, she's like, oh, that's Azir. Oh, is that Kaisa? Don't know who the hell that is. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, we get that moment together. And so she's not like a gamer, but she's definitely not gamer, for lack of a better term.
Cool. That's awesome.
We made her a bingo board for when we play Rocket League.
Mhm.
It's like things that we say, do, and like might experience while playing a game of Rocket League. And so she has like a randomized board every week. And so we gamified it for her. So the three of us get together, oh, they speak in a Jamaican accent, like put it down kind of thing. Or, oh, I heard double commit, mark it off right there. The free space is someone screaming the F word super loud,
because it always happens.
so.
Yeah. And what do you
You
guys
have
do
to.
if you
Absolutely
lose?
have
If she gets a blackout, is it like, oh yeah, $50 each we pay up, or is
It's
it just...
hilarious because it always happens on the worst thing, because it's like lose in overtime by 5 minutes, you know what I mean? And just so like we'll be like, oh damn it, and she's like, so bingo, like now's not the time.
That's
Like, why couldn't it be something fun? Creed starts playing in the background, overtime game winner. It's always got to be something.
That's hilarious.
So
Yeah, I've seen those before where you,
No,
you
she's
have
been-
the girlfriend bingo, and it's, I think that's really funny. I don't know who came up
Highly
with it, but it's a
recommend.
great idea.
I have never heard
Highly
of this. I
recommend.
will have to implement this. So you just don't look like you want to do that.
No, I was just gonna say you need a girlfriend for that.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, you guys. Glad to be on this podcast.
Step one.
That's step one.
All right.
Every long journey starts with a step.
Oh, that is just I just love how you can just indoctrinate people into video games.
Yeah.
Even if they've never played, you can get them into some kind of game and they'll enjoy it.
And I think it's a lot easier these days too now, right? Because back in the day, it's along with things like D&D and other aspects of the gaming world like that, it was very frowned upon to be, you know, a gamer back in those days. So it's very cool to see that nowadays people are like, oh yeah, I don't play games at all, but my little brother plays Fortnite, and I'll play Fortnite with my little brother.
Right.
You know, even if you're not necessarily into games, you're still willing to give them a shot and to try things out. So.
It's a lot more mainstream now.
Yeah. I'm working on transitioning
Yeah.
my girlfriend into a gamer. It's not. It's going slow. She likes point and click adventure games, and
Okay.
I
Yeah.
do not.
That's just
I-
what Counter-Strike is, though. No,
I
sorry.
well, yeah, point and click adventure,
all it is.
perfect. But
Just click the heads, honey.
yeah, we've tried. Didn't go well. She started chasing
Um,
chickens.
Do you have? I mean, I might suggest. Have you played It Takes Two yet?
I have not.
I have
I've
not.
played. You should play it with your girlfriend. It's a great.
If you have a
relation game.
significant other, someone you're trying to indoctrinate into like gaming, that game phenomenal. Like Split Fiction was good and everything, whatever, but like It Takes Two is a whole different level of like I've played my co-op games. She cried afterwards. She's like, "What do you mean that's
Aw.
it?" The credits start rolling, and I'm like, "That's it. We beat it." And she's like,
done.
"But no,
There's
like,
more
no, that's
story
how
here.
this
Wait.
works." Yeah, like that. Like, there's no DLC. There's no. It's done. It Takes Two, without a doubt, one of the best couch co-op games ever. And so,
All right.
it's got a level of complexity and simplicity to it that I recommend anyone looking for a co-op game. That's my number one go-to. Unraveled is another really good one as well.
And the stories are phenomenal too. They're
Yeah.
very good stories that
Mhm.
you want to stick around for. So.
You do get to see
Yeah,
the difference
absolutely.
in skill level between you and your partner.
And
You'll because it
There's
does the
100%
split screen
me.
game
Right.
where you have your own. You'll just be done with whatever you need to do, and you have to just sit there, wait for them to get done with their part.
And
You're
in
like,
game there'll be the quips where it's like, "Why aren't you done yet?
"Ah."
Come
Yeah.
on, hurry up!" And they're
It's
just like,
like that's me for real. I'm just waiting
I'm just waiting here.
because there's not much you can do a lot of
Oh,
time to
yeah.
help. They just have to
Yeah.
learn it, and it's a good learning game as well, just to learn
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah. I think that's step
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
Played some Stardew Valley.
Yep.
She just did the fishing.
There you go.
That's usually what I do.
Yeah.
I just fish.
That's the mark of a good game if it has a fishing mini.
If it has fishing,
Yeah.
that is true. That's true.
Fishing does make the games better. I don't know what it is.
Fishing.
That's. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Very insightful.
Is there a game that you always come back to, Adam? Like it's just like that you. It's like a comfort game, maybe that you stop playing it for a while, and then we'll just come back to it and be like, play.
Another 20
However
hours or
long,
however
yeah.
long you need. Yeah.
That's a really good question. Because again, for as much as I hate it, I will get the League of Legends bug every so often. I'll play 2 games and then go, that's why I left.
Right.
And again, we mentioned Fall Guys, which is another one where I could just goofily go play a game and not care. And I
Mhm.
think that has more to do with the community around it that I have. Man. Oh, Uncharted.
Really?
Uncharted series.
Okay. That is
I
a
don't know
gamer
what it is
answer.
about Nathan Drake and that story and what have you. Uncharted 4 just floored me from the fact that like he had a child and I had just had a child kind of deal. I used to wear a Sic Parvis Magna
Mhm.
ring. I love the concept of greatness from humble beginnings. It's kind of like my story as well. I think the first game's not nearly as great. The second game's a absolute masterpiece. Third game's pretty damn good, and the fourth one is also solid. Yeah, anytime I get a little itch or something, I'll go back and play Uncharted. I think it's got pieces of everything, and that story is just phenomenal. That was one of the people who like hated the fact that the movie was coming out and they did everything wrong and how dare they
Right.
and all that.
Yeah.
But as far as that game is concerned, every so often I'll get the itch and I'm like, we're going back, and that's a non-competitive
Yeah.
kind of game.
Yeah.
That
Do you
It's-
have
it's so
these weird stretches? So we've talked about this. We talked about it with our boss, with Wayne, and he's a Minecraft guy. He loves Minecraft, and
Okay.
he'll get weeks where he'll just spend all of his extra time late into the night, and he'll dump like 50 hours in a week.
After working
Yeah.
for like 60.
Yeah. So do you get that? Like we have it with Minecraft. Usually it's with survival games between Carson and I. We we get into a survival game and we'll play it, and then we'll burn ourselves out in 2 weeks. But and then we'll come back to it later. But do you have that?
My big weakness is roguelike card games or just roguelikes in general.
Okay.
So I mentioned Slay the Spire earlier. Inscription was a thing. Like the thing is I'll get a little bit of time and then I'll burn 40 hours in a week and just be like, okay, I am done here and just forget about it kind of thing. I'm trying to remember, there was another roguelike card game or something that I played not too long ago. So that's like why Dead Cells really pitched for me. I was like, this is just a
Was it Balatro?
roguelite. You know.
Did you get into Balatro?
Yes, it was Balatro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how could I forget?
Classic.
Balatro ruined my life for months. So I work in radio. We talk on the 15 and the 45. Every minute that wasn't that was Balatro time, man. And I was like forgetting what I was going to talk about. I was dreaming of like walking into a Balatro casino.
Wow.
Like, dude, that game did something to me. And it was never like an upset thing. Like, oh, that sucks. You know, you're running a face card hand and it's like all faces are devalued. Like, awesome. I hate this game. Go again. Like, it was, oh god, it was Balatro.
Okay.
That's what, like, Dave the Diver was a game that caught me off guard. Like, hey, we announced Balatro. I was like, sweet, guess we're going back. Like, it's, card-based roguelites, and then I will pump 40 hours in a week and be like, that was unhealthy. I should do something else.
But you're like, I had
then
a
another
great
one
time,
sneaks up
though.
out of
Maybe I
nowhere.
should do it again. Yeah.
Maybe I should just go back.
That's addiction.
So that's,
that is what it is.
That it is 100% what that is.
If you say, "Oh, I enjoyed that," I should go back.
And that's why we do it.
Yeah, it is 100%. Yeah, card-based roguelikes and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Oh. Well, I think
Oh,
we're
God,
about
I'm gonna have
at
to
time.
start playing Balatro.
We got him hooked again.
He's pulling up the phone now. I shouldn't have even said anything.
It's,
I'm
yeah,
so
it's still on
sorry.
my phone.
Downloading it
Fantastic.
now.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
my
install it.
bad. If you haven't played Hades, that would be my next roguelike that I would recommend.
Yep.
You
I'm
got-
waiting for to pull the trigger on Hades too.
Gotcha. Okay, then you'll be well in the works for that one then. So that's my addiction that I will feed to you. So
Oh, it's such a good game.
very good. But yeah, I believe we honestly are at time. We've
Yeah.
already hit our hour, dude.
Sad.
That's just how it be. So, Adam, thank you once again for hopping on the pod with us. I
Yeah.
believe another back-to-back guest episode, but I mean,
Hey.
we like having people on. It makes
We
it
like
a lot easier
guests.
to make conversations and talk about cool video game stuff with. So, we appreciate having you.
No, seriously, it was awesome to be a part of it, man. And I really appreciate you letting me come out and just hype up for a little bit because it's always fun. And I love what you guys have done with the podcast and just kind of your program as well. As someone who knows kind of the background workings of certain things, it's been really cool to see you guys grow and explode into your own. So, please keep it up. And again, just super glad to be a part of it.
Will do. I mean,
Thank
is
you.
there anything you want to shout out while you've got us here at this moment of time? Any projects, any things you want people to be on the lookout for?
You can always catch me on air at KQXR Boise or xrock.com from 3 to 8 Mountain Time. You can find me on my Twitch as MC Cheesu, Chizu. That's less used than ever, but you'll see me out about. Follow me on any social at Adam on the X, and you can get the random musings and the indoctrination of the Team Liquid if you're looking for it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that we've gotten at least +1 Liquid fan
Yeah.
amongst this podcast.
Let's go Liquid!
Probably. Let's go Liquid, for sure.
All right.
Maybe more solids in my mind. But anyway, that's just been Vandals Offline. I've been joined by the lovely Stix and Weedles. And, I mean, I think it's time that we head online, boys.
Yeah.
It's a play on words of offline.
Are we going online?
We do a thing, yeah, because, it's Vandals Offline is the name of the podcast. And
Right.
when we're done,
Oh,
we
yeah, I
actually
know.
like to go online.
We go online.
Which,
Can I go online?
yeah,
Are you going to let
yeah.
me
you
come
can
with
come
you
with
can
it
come
because
online.
you know about the planned
Me?
words? Yeah, you know about it?
It's a play.
Yeah, I would love to come
a play on
online if
words
that's
on
okay.
Yeah.
And we go
Yeah.
online, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to be online.
Right. Well, all right. Well, I think we'll see you guys next week then.
Yeah. Thank you. That's great.
All right. You
That
know
was
about
great.
the outro.
I
Good.
like it. He's online now.
He's online now.